Lena was an active Reddit user, spending her evenings exploring various subreddits, from cute cat videos to conspiracy theories. One evening, she stumbled upon r/creepy encounters, a subreddit dedicated to sharing unsettling real-life stories about encounters with strangers. As she perused the subreddit, one story, in particular, caught her attention. It was a spine-chilling account of a woman who had been relentlessly stalked by a stranger, both online and in real life. As Lena read through the post, an overwhelming sense of dread settled upon her, making her skin crawl. Later that day, Lena recounted the disturbing story to her friend Dave, who shared her fascination with Reddit. Although Dave had heard of r/creepy encounters, he'd never delved too deeply into the subreddit. Intrigued, he asked Lena to share more details about the story. "It's about a woman who is being followed by a stalker," Lena explained. "But what's truly unnerving is that this stalker wasn't just in her real life, but also on the internet. He would comment on her posts, describe her movements, and make her feel like she was constantly being watched. It's the kind of stuff that gives you nightmares." Dave, while intrigued, remained skeptical. "Are you sure it's not just a work of fiction or someone's creative writing exercise?" he asked. "That's what I thought at first," Lena replied. "But the details and the way it's written, it just feels too real. It's almost as if this woman is crying out for help, sharing her terrifying experiences with the world." Despite the chilling narrative, Lena couldn't help but empathize with the woman who had endured the nightmarish ordeal. That night, as she was about to go to bed, she felt compelled to leave a comment on the story. In her comment, she expressed her sympathy for the woman and her hopes that she would find a way to escape her relentless tormentor. Little did Lena know that this seemingly innocuous comment would initiate a sequence of disturbing events that would upend her life. Within a few hours, Lena began receiving private messages from an unfamiliar username. The first message read, "I saw your comment," and the second, even more ominous, said, "You can't hide." As Lena read these messages, a cold shiver ran down her spine. Alarmed and unnerved, Lena decided to block the user, assuming it was just another internet troll attempting to incite fear. She hoped that by doing so, the messages would stop. But this was just the beginning. Blocking the user did little to deter them. Instead, it seemed to embolden them. The messages persisted, coming from various new accounts, each with a cryptic username. What was most unnerving was that the messages contained personal information about Lena's life that she had never shared on Reddit. They seemed to know about her daily routines, her favorite places, and even her friends. Overwhelmed by paranoia and fear, Lena turned to her friend Dave for advice. "I blocked the user, but it's like they just keep coming back," she said, her voice trembling. "And the messages, they're getting more and more personal." "I'm scared, Dave." Dave, deeply concerned for his friend's safety, suggested they report the user and the harassment to the Reddit moderators and reach out to Reddit's support team. "We should let them know about this harassment," he said. "They might be able to trace the user's IP address and put an end to this." Lena followed Dave's advice and reported the user, along with the messages she had received. Initially, she felt a sense of relief, believing that the harassment might finally cease. However, her relief was short-lived. The following day, her inbox was flooded with even more messages from the same user, who had seemingly created multiple accounts to continue the torment. The tone of the messages grew increasingly sinister, suggesting an intimate knowledge of Lena's life and movements. One message mentioned that they had observed her at her favorite coffee shop the previous morning, while another described her evening plans in unsettling detail. The stalker seemed to know when and where she would be, creating a suffocating sense of fear that she couldn't escape. Terrified and overwhelmed, Lena decided to take more drastic measures. She contacted the local authorities and shared all the messages and information she had gathered, hoping they could track down the person responsible for her torment. The police assured her that they would launch an investigation and advised her to take extra precautions in the meantime. With the police now involved, Lena felt a glimmer of hope. But her sense of security was short-lived. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that the stalker was well-versed in avoiding detection. The messages persisted, the threats growing more explicit and personal. One evening, Lena received a message that struck terror into her heart. "I know where you live, Lena. If you enjoyed this video, we'd greatly appreciate it if you could show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel. By doing so, you'll stay updated with more spine-tingling content just like this.